Welcome to Janvi's Edu channel. Today I am going to talk about the details of the disorders related to the heart and also double circulation and also the regulation of the cardiac activity. If you have not seen the previous videos, please do so. You can subscribe to my channel and you can provide your feedback or comments on the same. When we talk about the double circulation, remember in human beings there are three types of blood vessels which are present. That is arteries, veins and capillaries. When we talk about the arteries and veins, these arteries and veins are made up of three layers: inner layer, middle layer and outer layer. Inner layer is called as tunica intima, middle layer is called as tunica media, outer layer is called as tunica externa. These are the three different layers which are present in arteries and veins. When we talk about the double circulation, remember the circulatory system is the one which transports the oxygenated blood to all the parts of the body and removes the deoxygenated blood from all the parts of the body. So when we talk about the double circulation, it is divided into two. Why it is called double circulation? Because it is divided into two. Obviously, pulmonary circulation and a systemic circulation. Okay, when we talk about this double circulation, one thing which you have to remember here is a hepatic portal vein. What is this hepatic portal vein? See, this is a unique connection which is existing between the digestive tract and also a liver. This vein mainly carries the blood from the intestine to the liver before it is delivered to the systemic circulation. Next question is, what is the systemic circulation? See, this systemic circulation is nothing but is a part of circulatory system. The deoxygenated blood is collected by a system of venules or veins or vena cava and emptied into a right atrium. The deoxygenated blood is collected, with the help of superior vena cava and inferior vena cava, and it's sent to the right atrium. This is called as systemic circulation. That means in hepatic portal vein, what it will do, this vein will also collect the deoxygenated blood from the intestine and take it to the liver before it reaches to the systemic circulation. Next thing is the coronary vessels. The coronary vessels are the one which will mainly supply the blood to the heart and helps the heart to pump its blood and makes the heart to be functional all the time. Let's talk about the regulation of cardiac activity. See, there are two ways by which the cardiac activity can be regulated. The first one is by auto-regulated by specific muscles, and second one is by the autonomous nervous system. When we talk about the autonomous nervous system, it is divided into two: sympathetic nerves and parasympathetic nerves. What is the sympathetic nerves? This will increase the heartbeat through a ventricular contraction. That means these nerves will increase the heartbeat because it gives a signal for the ventricular contraction. When ventricle contract, the heart rate or the heartbeat will be more, hence the cardiac output. Whereas parasympathetic nerves will do exactly the opposite role. The parasympathetic nerves will mainly decrease the rate of the heartbeat through a ventricular relaxation. We all know that the heart will pump the blood with the help of contraction and relaxation of the heart muscles. That is nothing but the cardiac muscles. But the ventricular relaxation will result in the decrease in the heartbeat. That means the rate of the heartbeat, thus maintaining an balance between the pumping of the blood and also the contraction of ventricles and also the relaxation of the ventricles. The second one which also directly affect the heartbeat or the rate of heartbeat is the adrenal medullary hormones. These hormones will play a very important role in controlling the rate of the heartbeat. Disorders which are related to heart. See, in this session we are going to discuss about the disorders which is related to heart. So first one, I am going with the hypertension. The normal individuals will have a BP of 120 by 80. This is a normal level of BP which is noticed in a normal individual. When we will call it as a high BP, when it goes 140 by 90. When the pressure of the heart goes 140 by 90, we will call it as a high BP, but this may vary from age to age. More than 60, it is like 140 is okay for those people, but with the age of 30 to 60, this 140 means they are more prone to undergo BP. So this condition is called as hypertension. The main disorders, mainly the one which will get affected by this type of condition, is that it affect all the vital organs which are present in the body and leads to a heart disease also. It may affect all the type of vital organs which are present in your body. Hence hypertension, it's nowadays, even though we will call it as high BP, it is very commonly which is seen in the most of the individual, but we should always be calm. We should not make ourselves stressed, or we should not able to undergo certain hormones which are produced in the body, which can even put a pressure on the heart, which can give an indication for the heart to produce the more amount of blood, which will even result in the high BP. So always remember, the high BP is always associated with the vital organs and leads to the heart diseases, and high BP is nothing but it is 140 by 90. Next one is a coronary artery disease, which we will call it as CAD. It is called as coronary artery disease, which we will also call it with another name called as atherosclerosis. We'll call this as atherosclerosis. It is mainly caused due to the deposition of fat, calcium or cholesterol, which makes the vessel narrow, affect the vessels which supply blood to the heart. It almost affect the vessels which supply blood to the heart. That means what? It will make the vessels very narrow, so that what will happen, the blood can't easily flow through those blood vessels and makes the obstruction to the blood flow. Hence we'll call it as a coronary artery disease, mainly seen in the arteries which are present in the heart. Hence we call it with the name called as coronary. Next, the heart disease which we are going to study is angina, which we'll call it as angina pectoris. It is a symptom of acute chest pain. This mainly occurs due to the affected blood flow in the heart vessels. The vessels which are present in the heart will not be able to supply the adequate quantity of the blood which is required by the heart. I will repeat this once again. Here you can see it is occurring due to the affected blood flow in the vessels. Means what? It's very simple. See, the heart should get enough blood to pump the blood out of the heart. Okay, if there is enough blood, then only the heart can pump it. But if there is no supply of blood to the heart, if there is no adequate supply of the blood to the heart, why there is no adequate supply of the blood to the heart? That's mainly because the vessels which are helping through the flow of blood, it is getting narrower, thicker, hence it is not allowing the blood to move freely inside the vessels. Hence what is happening, the movement of the blood is also restricted, which in turn putting a lot of pressure on the heart, so that sometimes the heart cannot pump the blood properly. If this condition takes a very long time for its examination, then it may result in even heart attack and heart failure. But if this condition is examined before itself, then we can cure it by either angioplasty or angiogram. Something we can do, and we can cure the vessels by making it normal. This is mostly seen in the middle-aged men, women, and elderly people. Next, we talk about the heart failure. See, heart will not be able to pump the blood. This very know why most of the persons will suffer from heart failure, because the heart will not be able to pump the blood. Why it cannot pump the blood? Just because it may be a vessels, maybe certain problem in the vessels, either in maybe a coronary vessels or some other vessels, that may lead to a congestive heart failure. This congestion, congestive heart failure, that word itself says this congestion is sometimes refers to the lungs, wherein the purification of the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood cannot take place properly. This congestion will always go with the lungs, wherein the purification doesn't take place properly. Hence, deoxygenated blood may be supplied more to all the parts of the body, hence may lead into the heart failure also. And heart failure and heart attack is not the same. Both are different cases. Heart failure is totally different from the heart attack or heart attack. Let's quickly recap what we have studied in this video. First, we have studied about the double circulation. We have studied about the hepatic portal vein and how the regulation of heartbeat can take place. Then we have studied about the disorders which is related to heart, like CAD, angina, heart failure. These are the things which we will cover up in this video. I hope you understood my video. Thank you.